Hi there, everyone. I hope your day is going well. I wanted to spend a little bit of time discussing gluten with you. I find that gluten generates a lot of discussion in my groups for several reasons. Number one, there's a misunderstanding that gluten only affects you if you have an allergy or sensitivity to gluten. Number two, the information on the internet is very contradictory. Number three, gluten's really hard for people to eliminate from their diet. I would like to tackle all of these, but first let's start with the easy one. Gluten is really hard for people to eliminate from their diet. So in terms of being difficult, it is probably second to sugar, but it certainly gives sugar a run for first place. Why is that? Gluten's in so many foods, especially our comfort foods. And you've smelled that freshly baked bread that they have at the entry to the grocery stores. I have. But it isn't just the bread. It's in the cereals and the baked goods that have become staples in our lives, and we have strong emotional attachments to those foods. Have you ever tried to have a turkey dinner on Thanksgiving without Pillsbury croissants or rolls? What about your pumpkin pie? It's a crime for many to even think about the crust being gluten-free. So you get it. Gluten's hard to give up. The information on the internet is also very contradictory. If you're pro-gluten, you can find information that absolutely supports your choice. Anti-gluten people are looked at by most as crazy people. But the reality is that if they understood what gluten was actually doing to them, they might think twice. So this is the part of the video where we get into the effects of gluten on your body. What is gluten doing to you? We're going to get a little bit scientific, but I'm going to do my best to keep it as simple as possible. So here goes. Our small intestine serves two functions. Number one, food absorption. This is how we get all of the nutrients into our body. The lining of the small intestine is made up of fingers that are lined with epithelial cells. And these cells are covered in smaller fingers that are covered in little hairs. And we refer to this as the brushed border. All of this works hard to absorb nutrients from the food that we eat. And that's amazing, right? The second function that it performs is more protective. Those epithelial cells also act as linebackers on a football team, and they're joined together, but they are tight together, not joined together like this, and we call those tight junctions. They have a responsibility to keep toxins and large particles of food from making it to the inside of our bodies. Okay, I hope that made sense. So now our body uses a chemical called zonulin to open those tight junctions a little bit that I just talked about to let the toxins out of our body through an elimination process when it's necessary. Gluten releases the chemical zonulin. And as I said above, our body uses this chemical to open the tight junctions when necessary. So what happens when gluten releases this chemical and opens the tight junctions at the wrong time? Toxins that might be hanging out in our small intestine might make it through into our bloodstream. Large particles of food might make it through the tight junctions into the bloodstream in a way that they weren't intended. And once that happens, our immune system is activated to take care of the invaders. This is a good thing when it's needed. But when the large particles of good food are making it in there, our body is now recognizing the food as an invader, and our body develops a sensitivity to the food, creating symptoms in the body like headaches, joint aches, digestive issues, and inflammation, all at the root of disease. And our immune system is constantly being activated because the gluten we are eating wreaks havoc on those tight junctions. Eventually, the tight junctions begin to deteriorate and stuff is making it through into your blood on a regular basis. So if the tight junctions are deteriorating, that means your brushed border is also deteriorating. So food absorption becomes hindered and you start having issues with nutrient absorption. So symptoms set in like exhaustion and fatigue because your cells aren't being fed. Now you have malabsorption and malnutrition. And as this starts to break down, inflammation in the body increases, food sensitivities increase, digestive issues increase, gut infections develop, and eventually disease sets in. Gluten is a trigger for many autoimmune diseases. It is for sure at the root of the most prevalent autoimmune disease, which is Hashimoto's. It's estimated that 17 million people have this disease, myself included. The body is now recognizing the thyroid cell as a gluten protein and attacking its own thyroid. So this is the gluten reality. And a gluten protein can stay in your system for 3 to 6 months, wreaking havoc. So I ask you this question: why would you ever eat gluten again? It is something to think about for sure. Next time you want to eat some gluten, please consider what's happening inside your body. I know it can be hard, but if you can find a way to let it go, you will be doing yourself a huge favor. Thanks for being here with me today. I encourage you to join my tribe. You can register at the bottom of any page on our website, yourhealthmadesimple.com. I'd love to have you. Have a great rest of your day.